Hello my fellow video gaming minions, how you doing? Now, I'm pretty sure this question has probably been asked on YouTube or in the gaming community itself. Like, has there ever been a video game which you've played from a very long time ago in your childhood? Let's stick, primarily related to retro gaming here, or nostalgia basically, but it's more retro than nostalgia. Nostalgia is primarily things what you played in your childhood and grew up, so they're sort of inclinedly connected. Have there been any games, right, that you've played or had in your collection back then when you was younger that you've just not completed yet or accomplished? So you can complete games, but back in the good old days of the when gaming was at its finest, let's pick on Lilac Wars for example. When you complete the game, right, you're like, yeah, okay, beat Andros, even though that game was brilliant, Lilac Wars, but they made it in such a way where you can complete the game, get every badge merit on every single planet, and if you love the game so much you know what I'm on about, then it goes into expert mode, which means you've got to play the game again, this time with Star Fox wearing his father's sunglasses, playing on expert, much more harder. You know, that's more or less accomplished. Completed and accomplished. Blast Corps was another one, for example, a fantastic Rare game made by Rare, totally Rare, in the 90s on the N64. I've completed the game, but I've not accomplished it. I completed it in such a way, you know, I've done all the missions, gone to different planets, done them ones, time trials. After I've completed the game, now I've got to do everything again on Platinum. I've got to do the missions faster, you know, that type of thing. Because through the years of gaming, right, I've played on many games and I've had many games, some of which, like Body Harvest for example, I have not even come close to finishing. You know, the games like that were really good and hard and difficult to play back then. Considering how they are right now, when I look back on it, I think, why is it taking me so long to complete this game? You know, usually you do have the odd switcheroo when you get rid of a certain console and all your games, unfortunately. I keep on forgetting what happened to my first N64 and my first Dreamcast. No, the second Dreamcast, I remember what happened to that. So, you know, with the odd switcheroo between consoles, you know, you lose the console, then you lose the game. You think, no, I'll never complete it. Ugh. But then you get this system again, say like you get the NES or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System or the N64, Dreamcast, PS1. You know, many of us have played many video games on many different systems, even the Sega Master System and the Mega Drive. There's been those games where you love them so much, but you just haven't completed them for a number of years now. I've got quite a few of them. I just can't remember all of them because some of them I just really couldn't get past. Especially with the games that, you know, have this unlock or hidden feature that's sort of hidden in the game as a, you know, nowadays we've got DLC, don't get me on that, but these days you can just unlock a certain part after you completed the mission or completed the entire game, bam, go into that little hidden door that you never knew about. So, have there been any video games that you have not yet completed to this day? For me, yeah, definitely. And it's quite funny because, you know, games that I've completed, you know, I thought, okay, I've done it, but then I realised, okay, I've not fully accomplished it yet. I've beaten the game on a certain standard, which is normal. Like I said with the Lilac Wars thing, you complete the game, but then there's this sort of hidden extra thing that's been added on. You have to do it in Platinum. We don't have to, but it's great, you know, to continue the game in a much harder experience. Pretty interesting thing about those games, isn't it? You know, when you feel like you've completed it, or you feel that you just cannot do it, and it bothers you for so many years. Well, some of us, it does bother us in such a way, I'm going to beat this game. I really, really am going to beat this game. I'm not going to let my life waste out until I've beaten that game. I've been trying it for years. Yeah, there's been many games like that, but then I'm primarily focused on the games that you've not beaten just yet. So there's only a few games which I've not beaten, which I would really love to, and Body Harvest for the N64 is one of them. It's just so personal to me because I was trying to beat that game when I was younger. I've gotten a lot further now, but I still haven't completed it. After how many years now? Wow. Over 15 years, that's how I think. I'll show you a decade. Actually, 15 years is too much. Say about over 12 years. That's it. I haven't completed it yet. That's just one example. Lilac Wars is another one. Haven't accomplished it. Completed it, but not accomplished it. Ever since it came out. Fantastic game. In fact, the first Star Wing I've not yet completed. So, you know, games like that, you know, well, what are your games that you've not completed, you know, ever since you very first played on it, whether, you know, in your childhood, right? Whatever console you want to name, I'm pretty sure there is that certain game you have not beaten for so many years, it's gotten on your nerves, and you may think, one day it will happen. Finally, after I'm done with that, I can have a beer, or a drink of water, or a cider, or soda, or wine. I'm not much of a whiner. Whatever console you feel like mentioning, let me know in a video response or the comments section, because I really want to know what game you, for all these years, have not beaten, and it's gotten to you so much, you feel like, I'm going to beat this game. I look forward to actually listening to your responses or reading your comments on this subject. So you take good care of yourselves, my fellow video gaming minions. I really look forward to hearing from you, and may retro gaming live on.